What up, Satemangala here, the Reverend of the Revolution. Welcome to your Daily Revolution. Today's topic, how to make $1 million when you have none. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Man, oh man, it's been an amazing week. First of all, I want to say thank you. If you're listening to the podcast, thank you so much. All that I ask is that you get value from it, from your daily revolution, right? That the movement of individual prosperity. All I ask is that you share it forward. Can you do that? Can you share it forward to someone that the podcast, the message, something makes a difference in your life where you just share it on with someone? I would really appreciate that's all that I ask of you. So thank you for being here, and I got an amazing message for you. How can you go make $1 million if you don't have anything? You ever considered that? I sit back here in Southern California where I live, and I look around in awe, gratitude, thanksgiving. And the thing that I'm just so grateful for and in awe of is the amount of resources that are around here. You know, I live around these amazing people. Just in Southern California in general, there's just money that flows through people's bank accounts. Right? The sticker shock, when we moved here to Southern California, my wife and I were like, oh my goodness. Like, it was shocking. Because where I grew up in Orem, Utah, love Utah, went to Brigham Young University. As Kyle Van Noy, the Patriots would say, Kyle Van Noy, Brigham. I love that, right? Went to BYU, went to high school in Utah, and I grew up there like that's my home. And so when we moved here to Southern California about 4.5 years ago, like, it was so expensive. Like, we were shocked. And I was like, man, oh man, God, you guided us here. I really do feel like God led us here to SoCal. And so I just knew that we would be okay. We would make it, and you know, if God brings you to something, He's going to take you through it. He's going to guide you around it. He's going to give you strength to endure it. And you got to be patient. You got to be faithful. So as I look at SoCal and the amount of money, I was thinking, like, man, how do people get here? How did we get here? My wife and I, we had a date night last night. It was awesome, right? We went out for a date. We stopped by our theater and grabbed some popcorn. And we're eating popcorn, walking and talking and just relaxing. And I was like, man, I want some real food. She's like, me too. So we go to our favorite sushi spot. It's probably 15 minutes from the theater. And we get we order a few rolls, nothing too crazy. And we're just talking and we're looking at our lifestyle, where we are, and the people we're able to impact, and the lifestyles we're able to have. And I'm like, how did we get here? And I'm going to share with you today in this podcast how in the world that we were able to go from zero, right, on the bottom, bankrupt. I'll say it again, bankrupt 10 years ago. Chapter 7, wiped it clean, millions and millions of dollars, a lot of depression, a lot of discouragement, and now we're here. As Drake would say, started from the bottom, now we're here, right? We're here. And I'm not going to say I'm the man and I'm so awesome, because that would be really out of context. So today's podcast is going to be a little bit longer, maybe just a few minutes more than what I normally do, because I want to share with you, this is how you go create money. Okay, if you have $0 right now, if you have nothing in your bank account, and you're depressed, and you don't believe, and you're discouraged, and you think the world is falling apart, and you're in scarcity, and you grew up in a home that was poor, poverty mentality, fixed mindset, scarcity, fear, doubt, just barely surviving, and you want more. You want more money, you want more time, you want more freedom, you want more significance, you want to be able to give back greater contributions. Well, this podcast is for you. So I'm going to give you 6 things here, okay? You take notes, listen, make mental note, write notes down, come back and revisit this. Number 1, you got to be hungry. Hungry. Like, first, most important thing, how hungry are you? And hungry means desire, want, right? Yearning, craving. Almost like you feel like you were meant for more. And you feel that calling, that pull from a higher source. You got to be hungry. 2009, 2010, September was hungry. Like, we were so, right, financially poor, living barely paycheck to paycheck, scraping, and I was like, dude, this is not the life I want to live. And I just had to tell the truth. Like, this is not the life I want to live at all. I know I was meant for more. I know I was destined for more. And for dang sure, I wanted more. How many of you today have that hunger? You know, I don't care if you're in high school, college, you're starting a business, you're in a job, you're brand new married, you're 50 years old with grandkids. Are you hungry? Do you still have a fire in you that burns for more? Like, I want more. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. Like, God in the heavens, God of gods, gave us these hearts and these desires. I believe the desires of our hearts are God-given, most of them. And we've just been taught, we've been encouraged to bridle our passions, right? Keep those desires in check. And I believe that when we're really humble, our heart yearns for the things that we want the most. So, are you hungry? Just start asking some powerful questions. What do I want? How do I want to live my life? How do I want to retire when the time comes where I don't officially work in a job or in a business? How do I want to travel? How do I want to vacation? You got to start asking these questions and light the fire. Now, for some of you, your desire, your hunger is like non-existent. It's gone. Doesn't even exist anymore because you stop believing, you stop dreaming, you've settled, you become complacent, and you just kind of thrown in the towel. I will tell you right now, light the fire. Get hungry again. The way to get hungry is just to look at your current situation and truthfully speak and say, is this what I want? Now, if you're okay getting by paycheck to paycheck, if you're okay just scraping by and surviving, living stressed out, wondering how you're going to pay bills, I'm not the guy you want to follow. Because Sam is a hungry dude. Like, I want it all. I want to win. I want to make a difference. I want to help my mom and dad. I want to help my brothers and sisters, like my blood brothers and sisters. I want to help people around the world. I want to help young entrepreneurs. I'm hungry for more. So yes, we live in a great area. Yes, we're very blessed. Yes, we get to travel. Yes, I get to do my job that I love to do, which is speak on stages. I'm speaking with Gary Vee here in Los Angeles at the Convention Center. So grateful. Again, that's a whole nother story. Humbled, grateful, honored to be able to share the stage with Ty Lopez, Gary Vee, Sherry Tree, Gene Simmons, and then Damon John in New York City. Like, I'm living my dream. But it all started 10 years ago with the hunger. Again, I'm going to ask you, how hungry are you? And I don't care where you are in life. It doesn't matter. Ask the questions. Is this really what I want? And if it's not, that right there ought to boom, light some fire, like sparks. Sparks are on dry wood, dry hay, just boom, light the fire. There's a lot you could be hungry for. More money, more time, a greater relationship with your spouse. For those of you who are married right now, if your marriage isn't where you want it to be, or if your marriage is not like epic and awesome, and I'm like, it doesn't need to be like honeymoon every second. I work and grind every single day. Like, I love what I do. I love taking my kids to school. I work out in the morning. I got clients that I love, and they teach me so much. I get to speak, I get to write and create awesome content to make a difference. My wife, she has an incredible business that we're running as a family. We got kids and plays, and so there's times where our marriage is not like it's the honeymoon. But once a week, non-negotiable, we go on a date. We spend time. We hug and kiss, and I hug and kiss my kids. And I see people making fun of Tom Brady. He kisses his kids on the lips. I still kiss my sons on the lips. My oldest, he's like, nah, I'm good, Dad. I'll just give you a hug. I'm like, okay. But I'm hungry. Look, so your marriage, your health and fitness, I was 300 pounds just a little bit ago. I ballooned up to 300. Big 300 as I recovered from my Achilles surgery. It was not good. I did what I'm asking you to do. I just looked at myself in the mirror. I stepped on the scale. My church clothes were fitting tight. I was like, oh no. Oh, hell no. So what did I do? Like, I'm down to 292, 291 right now. I'm like, what do I want? Not this. Like, the hunger to be great, to be lean. The hunger, like, to have a great marriage. The hunger, here we go, to be close to my Savior, Jesus Christ. To be close to God. To be truly connected to deity, and to live that life that I was raised to believe in and converted to believe. So there's a lot of things you can be hungry for, but look, don't ever start the journey unless you can light that fire and ignite that drive and that hunger. Are you hungry? Are you hungry at all? Like, get hungry. Second thing was hustle. 2009, 2010, man, we was broker than a joker, and I didn't have any money. So people were like, well, how did you get here? Well, number one, I was so dang hungry. Back to high school, when I was hungry to be a starter. I was hungry to be the best in the state of Utah. I was hungry to make a difference in the world. I was hungry to have God guide me. And in 2009, 2010, same thing, my brothers and sisters, same thing. I was like, man, okay, I'm hungry. Now what? I needed to go put the hustle in. Now, you've got to find a vehicle where your hustle will get rewarded. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't have anything, then what you're going to do is find a vehicle, not like a literal car, but like a job, a sales job, an opportunity where if all you did was hustle and grind, you can make money. And what do I mean by that? Look, a lot of these jobs that you see people online, with even speaking on stages and doing seminars, that requires a lot of skill. And there's no way, okay, zero way, impossible for me to do what I do today where I was 10 years ago. I didn't have the skills. Yes, I was hungry. Yes, I was willing to hustle, but you got to go find a job. Oh, there's the word J-O-B. Let me say it again, J-O-B. I say a J-O-B, got to get a job. Yeah, humble yourself and get a job. Now, I didn't quite get a job. I got a sales job, 100% commission, right? I had to go learn how to sell door to door. I had to go grind. I had to go hustle. And that's what you do. I see a lot of people today like, there's no way I'm going to go take that job. It only pays like $15 an hour. I'm like, man, dude, if you ain't got skills and you are not valuable in that realm, the best thing you could do, start where you are. And where I was 10 years ago, I wasn't who I am today. I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the power. I certainly didn't have the bank account. So really, like, who was going to listen to me? Oh, I could have taken a course, buy my course, and learn how to make 7 figures from the basement of your house. That's a bunch of garbage. I'm going to tell you right now. Because in order to do a lot of those things, okay, you need power. You need certainty. And the greatest way to get power and certainty, ready to go back to hustle, get a job, a sales job, something that you can be rewarded for results. Now I'm going to push you to sales. Why? Because in sales, if you learn how to sell, right, learn how to get people to separate from their money, to get the value proposition that you want, if you can do that, you can get paid. You can develop skills. You can become more sharp. You can become a sales assassin. Sales is like one of the best ways to go. I'll tell you right now, like if something happened and I lost everything and I could have to start all over again, I know I'd be fine. Why? Because I could go sell. I can go make money as a salesman, selling cars, selling homes, don't matter. So number one, are you hungry? Number two, you gotta be willing to hustle, grind, pay a price, steep price. And when I say hustle, look, I don't mean like work 7 hours a day. Like that's not hustle. I mean grind. When I was knocking doors, I flew to South Carolina, and I was 35 years old, in my mid-30s, wife and 2 kids, and I was going to go grind. I would wake up at 6 in the morning. I would study the sales manual. I would study and role play like just nonstop. I would go to the sales meeting, the correlation meeting with our manager and all the team members. I would get in the car. I would study my manual all morning. They would drop me off and I would grind. I would never stop knocking, would never stop walking, would never stop talking, right? Walking, knocking, talking, and selling, nonstop. Drinking caffeinated energy drinks and grinding 6 days a week. Sunday, right, the day off that everyone's supposed to hang out, go to the movies, relax. I'd go to church with my family. I'd come home and guess what? I would study. I was like, I only got 4 months to go make my money. I would grind and study. I'd go knock early. We'd drive, and I was like, why would I drink caffeinated drinks? Because I needed energy. And I knew I had all, like, the rest of my life, but I only had 4 months to make my money. So grind, hustle. Even in the work that I do now with our team, I grind. I know how to grind. I've stayed up late working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. I know how to do that. See, you want to pay that price early. Okay, you want to pay that price early in your life, because if you don't pay the price early, it's going to be a huge cost later. I learned how to grind back in high school. I know how to grind. The weight room, running half marathons. I did my first half marathon. I know how to shoot videos and sell and lead and talk and negotiate and write copy because I paid the price early. Too many people, you don't want to grind. So let's go back to the simple, right? Hungry, hustle. And the last thing I'll share about this is the third H I'm going to share, and then I'm going to shoot a second one to this, is you got to be willing to be so humble. And when I say humble, I mean open, teachable, willing to learn, willing to surrender, willing to submit. I had to humble myself to go knock doors. I had to humble myself to learn from dudes in their 20s. I had to humble myself to just get in the backseat of a car with my car drivers and just get dropped off at 2 p.m. and get picked. And I was just going to go sell. Even right now, I'm in my mid 40s, and I still choose humility. We all got egos, and it's important to have an ego, meaning to have a self-definition that is healthy and strong. But make sure you're humble, you're teachable. You don't let your ego get the best of you. Your pride, the pride like that pride that's opposition or hatred towards, that will kill you. That will destroy you. So are you humble? Are you open to have someone tell you you shouldn't be driving the exotic car, but you shouldn't be doing the things that you're trying to do? You ought to just go get a sales job. You ought to stop posting on social media like you're really successful when you're not. Don't do that stuff. Fake it till you make it. Well, dude, that is garbage. One of the biggest reasons I don't believe in the fake it till you make it is because why would you fake being powerful? Why would you fake it? Don't pretend. Look, pretenders don't last long, because the environment, the marketplace, it's going to scorch them hot and burn them. And if you're powerful, if you've got capacity, if you've got competency, if you've got clarity and you're consistent, you ain't got to pretend. So look, this podcast is a little bit longer than usual, but I felt that I wanted to share. Look, there's nothing wrong with buying courses. There's nothing wrong with going to seminars. If you've got the power to execute, awesome. If you don't, the greatest way to go build the power is to start with small victories and start hitting singles, baseball analogy, singles, win, learn. Learn how to be victorious from where you are. Are you hungry? You willing to hustle? Are you humble, open, and teachable? I'll drop another podcast with the final thing that make a difference. But look, you can do this without money. You can go get a job. You can go get sweat equity. You can go grind and hustle. You won't need money in the beginning. You just got to go earn the money with that hard work, grind, and hustle, that deep hunger. Later on, as you begin to make money, now you've got to get extremely strategic. And we'll talk about this. So look, 0 to $1 million, it can be all built on hard work. It can be built on sweat equity. It can be built on growth and development. It can be built on just, I'm so hungry. For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.